Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Saint Anne man charged for 2 robberies. A man was on Wednesday stopped with 2 sets of charges after he allegedly caught on camera committing 2 robberies on 2 different days in Ochira, Saint Anne. Trey Donovan, 24, otherwise called Tallman, and Titi Bull from Pimento Walk in Ochirayos. Donovan is charged with 2 separate counts of robbery with aggravation, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony. The police have not given a court date for the accused man. It was reported that on September 3rd and 4th, 2023, men armed with guns went to Milford Road and Great Pond and committed the robberies. Donovan, who was seen on surveillance cameras, was subsequently held and gave a caution statement admitting to the crimes, the police stated. He was later charged. Mobile cop wants more facilities for homeless after 5 murders. Acting Police Chief for St. James Superintendent Aaron Samuels wants to see more facilities for the parish's homeless. The recent murders of 5 people who live on the streets of Montego Bay, he said, has clearly highlighted the need. It puts into focus that we still need to expand the facilities for homeless persons in the parish, stated Samuels. At least 5 homeless people were killed in the Western City over a 3-month period. Samuels believes that exposure to the elements put them at risk, and he's afraid there may be a copycat. This is something that I believe that the opportunity creates itself for persons who have that sort of tendency. When you have so many homeless persons on the street every day, they can try to probably mimic the act again, he explained. He was speaking at Thursday's monthly meeting at the St. James Municipal Corporation. His comments came a day after 25-year-old Ronaldo Ricketts, who the police said has confessed to killing 4 of the people, appeared in court on an unrelated charge. Ricketts was nabbed by the police after they answered a woman's scream on August 30. It is alleged that he posed as a taxi driver and then attempted to rape her. He will be back in court on November 9 to answer to rape charges. He is scheduled to answer to the murder charges on September 20. During Thursday's meeting, Samuel said he and his team had been quiet investigating the killings that occurred between this June and August. We tried to kind of keep it down based on the trends that we recognize because we never wanted to create public panic about persons going and killing homeless persons within the parish, he explained. We did some serious work on this. We actually set up a task force that dealt with it, he divulged. Man fatally shot in Bagwell Gorge identified as ex-Clansman One Don defendant. A man who was killed by police during an alleged shootout at the Bagwell Gorge in St. Catherine is believed to be alleged Clansman One Don gang member Damien Elliston, who was last May freed during the gang trial. The 27-year-old livestock farmer was among 4 persons who were first freed of being a member of the criminal organization after the prosecution indicated that there was sufficient evidence to prove that they were gang members. However, shortly after his release, Elliston was rearrested and charged with illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition in relation to an in-transit submachine gun and 9mm pistol, but was subsequently granted bail. Head of the St. Catherine North Police Division, Senior Superintendent of Police Howard Chambers, when contacted, indicated that while the deceased is said to be Elliston, the police are still trying to confirm his identity. According to Chambers, the now deceased was among a group of persons who reportedly went to Riversdale community and shot and killed another man whose identity had not yet been confirmed. The man who was killed in Riversdale and was identified by residents as Dwayne Brown, otherwise called Thelma Boy, is also said to have been a violent producer in Bagwalk area. Brown had reportedly been approached around 11:50 a.m. by 2 men on foot. After a short conversation, one of the men pulled a firearm and shot Brown repeatedly. The assailants then escaped in a waiting motor vehicle identified as a Toyota Wish. Following his death, police acting on information went in search of the vehicle. On seeing the police, the alleged perpetrators, in a bid to escape, collided with a truck before alighting from the vehicle and firing at the lawmen. The police fired back at the men, and one was shot and killed, while 2 others escaped. A female was reportedly in the vehicle was accosted. An illegal weapon was also reportedly found in the car. The incident occurred about 1 p.m., but up to late in the evening, a police team assisted by the Jamaica Defense Force was still combing the area for the two alleged accomplices. Prior to Elliston released, he had spent 5 years and 5 months in custody. In an interview with reporters at the Supreme Court after he was freed, he denied any involvement in criminal activities or ever been a gang member. A bare false charges, he had said then. According to him, his only wish was to see his 6-year-old daughter, who had not seen him for almost all of her life. Elliston, during the interview, advised youths who were contemplating getting into violence to choose another route. Badness to pay none at all. Just stay in a school like Cartel say, and do your education and make your parents proud. Elliston was among 32 males, including alleged gang leader Andre Blackman Byrne and a woman, Stephanie Christie, who were charged with the indictment of 25 counts under the Criminal Justice Suppression of Criminal Organization Act and the Firearms Act for crimes allegedly committed between 2015 and 2019. But following the trial's completion, only 15 persons were convicted, including Blackman and Christie. The sentences, which has been delayed, is scheduled for September 25th. Vol says better coordination to be done on several bus routes. The government says it is moving to better coordinate buses on several routes in the corporate area. According to Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport Darrell Valls, after walking several roads in halfway through era to assess the frequency of pickups by the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, gaps exist in the system and can be fixed easily. I have identified some issues with students who have been delayed going to school on the 76 route, and I have seen where there can be simple logistic changes that we are making for the flow of better traffic, Minister Valls stated. Valls said some of the issues can be remedied with ease and that he has commenced consultations with students to be followed by ideas from other stakeholders and the operators of public passenger vehicles for the wider challenges that he has seen. In a release on Thursday, the minister said the Transport Authority is leading the process of hearing from stakeholders, and several possible loading areas have been identified to have more seamlessly and comfortable locations. Chairman of the TA, Owen Ellington, said the comprehensive tour of the area provided an insight into what will be done to configure the taxi parking area. There are opportunities for improvement in how things are done, and we are going to be working on that, he stated. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the